All right, I'm here with head football coach Loren Johnson of the four-time reigning state champion Highland Springs Springers, going for the drive for 5 here. They're at CNU team camp, getting ready for the season. Coach, I know it's going to be an interesting challenge for you guys. All the games on the road this year, I understand, but off the 4 straight state titles. How's your summer going, first off?
Summer's going well. My kids are having fun. My wife are having fun. We've been traveling all over the place. Took a little vacation, mini vacation. Early in the summer with the wife, did some things with my boys football-wise, and my daughter has to run AAU track in Greensboro in a little bit. So family doesn't stop. Family's not going to stop. Been running around with some of the coaches as well, getting things done, and just having a good time. So the summer's going well. And having good football now that we're here at team camp, you can kind of put some pads on, work a little bit, and just enjoy yourself.
Well, and the coaches are just impressed with your varsity, your junior varsity, and you guys are not flawless. You have some mistakes here,
Absolutely.
But the energy and camaraderie, I think, is contagious from your group, from your coach down to your players and the younger kids too.
Yeah, we just, we just want to coach, right? You know, your kids got to be coachable. They got to take coaching, then coaches got to give good coaching, and if they do those things, you know, you have some success. So we just, in the situation, man, we're just going to keep working hard and do everything that we possibly can to be successful.
Everybody looks at the quarterback position. You graduate Devontae Waller. He was highly successful. You got 2 good candidates showing out here today. One's a guy that's a dual threat. Another guy's got a big arm, good size to him. What do you see from those 2 guys?
I mean, just work ethic, hard work, willingness to compete with one another, but also willingness to learn from one another, right? So that's a catch-22 for some people, but it's good for us. You know, we got guys that are helping each other, grooming each other, preparing each other for certain situations in the game, and hopefully it just pans out to where the best guy has an opportunity to play. If not, we'll do what we did with Devontae Waller and David Laney early on in David's career, just play both of them because they're worthy of being played. And when you have good kids, you can't redshirt them, so we just play them.
And Laney, a dual athletes committed to East Carolina for you on the defensive side of the ball as well. You know, last year the kid I loved so much for you was Christian White, the backbone of your defense at linebacker. Yep. This year I think that guy that's going to be maybe the backbone, I don't want to speak for you, but Malcolm Green. I'm out here taking photos, and no joke, Coach, his eyes get big as the ball gets ready to snap.
Absolutely. So Malcolm's a ball player for us, but I think, he might be a guy that flies under the radar for some, but not for us. Yeah. Like DJ Goodwin, he's filling in at that linebacker depth. Not in the same position as Christian, but, you know, you got some guys that are going to lead us. Up front, Surad Ware, he's going to do a good job. Evan Robinson, Peyton Jackson, those guys up front. Everybody's taking more of a collective group of leadership role, and it's not just one individual.
Come on for lunch, I appreciate your time. The skill position, you guys are always, it seems like 6-7 deep at receiver, and got another great group of receivers again this year.
I think, those guys do a good job, coaches-wise. Coach Scott, Coach Phoebus Scott, and Coach Harry Lee, they have an opportunity to work with them. And then, you know, Coach Saunders, our head JV coach, he does a little bit of working with the quarterbacks and wide receivers and kind of grooming them all together and working. So, again, that's a position where you have competition. Guys have seen other guys go on and play on the highest level you possibly can. So those guys want to grow, they want to get better. And then we have, you know, Felton Davis coming back, Greg Dortch coming back, Kayvon Wallace coming back. You know, Kayvon's giving it from a defensive perspective, but, you know, you got Greg and Felton giving it from an offensive perspective. Chris Daxton, he's hanging around a little bit. You know,
Ali Jennings going to next
level. Ali going next level. So those guys coming back and sharing some information and little tidbits that they're learning, so they're reinforcing a lot of what we're doing in practice when the guys are working on their own.
Kind of like you guys have become wide receiver, although you have a lot of other great positions for you. Last 2 for you. You know, you might not have the answer to this until after your scrimmages, but what's different about this team at this point of the summer than your last 4 title teams? Anything jump out to you that's glaringly different?
There's some things that jump out glaringly different. First of all, this is an experienced group, right? And people may say, well, you had an experienced group this year. This group is truly experienced and dealing with a lot of different circumstances. The other unique situation with this group is, like, they are ultra competitive. Like, the last group, last year's seniors would drive me nuts no matter what the situation was. This group is like ultra competitive. Like, if it's my push-up is best, my squat is best, my bench is best, and I'm not talking about the max, I'm talking about the individual rep technique. Like, guys I tie my shoes better than you tie your shoes. Like, they're extremely competitive, and it carries over, and it makes it hard for us at times, but this is what's different about this group, and I think there'll be some other things that'll show here in a little bit.
Lastly, I think a lot of high school football fans and 804 football fans and myself love about you is you don't run from anything. You don't run from being in history, and that opportunity this year to not just be tied with Phoebus, Hampton, but by yourself. Got a big game earlier on the year, Oscar Smith. What are you telling these guys as you go on this journey for 2019?
Well, first, we hadn't started it yet, but I think it's cliche that some people think you have, but for us, we haven't even started yet. I think when August 5th gets here, I mean, you know, we're going to be in some uncomfortable situations, right? But we're going to make ourselves comfortable in those uncomfortable situations. You know what I mean? So we're not going to run from it and put ourselves in a position. I mean, some of them we may get, like our county's working extremely hard to get us with something at home.
Okay.
Right? So some of those games may be played at home, and all of them may not be on the road. But regardless of the situation, if it's, you know, the heat index is 101, and you got to take your helmets and shoulder pads off and walk through, like that's an uncomfortable situation when the heat's beating on you and you can't really get out there and run. But you got to be comfortable with that. So we're going to continuously work on putting ourselves in a situation where it doesn't feel good to our bodies and our minds, but we'll put ourselves in a situation to be better on when we get into the competition phase of our season.
Well, you're in for a fun night. We can check out the Springers on the football field. We'll be watching you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you.
You bet.